going on, everybody? It's your boy Don Illuminati, back with another video. So we're going to get started today. We're going to talk about a few things here. We're going to talk about the power of resistance. I want to try to speak on that. Resisting being isolated for some time. The power of isolation. And the power of ignoring people who are narcissistic. And you got to know that there's a lot of people who is trying to poke at your buttons, right? And this is where being stoic is going to come in. And a lot of men, they're not as stoic as they pretend to be. And you got to watch these type of characters because a lot of times you're supposed to sit in silence. You are. You're not supposed to express yourself everything that's going on. Now, with a person like me, because I see a lot going on, and I'm calling certain things out here and there. But what it looks like is that I'm always doing this and that. That's not what's happening. What's really happening is I'm seeing a lot of shit before I call it out. You understand? It's like if you're gonna be a docile man, that's one thing. That means you'll probably never call it out. But the moment that a man stands up and he start putting his foot down on certain things, and just because he brings to their attention in a strong way or a strong manner, a lot of people get that confused as a man's wearing his emotions on the sleeve, and that's not how a real man operates. No, sometimes a man got to put his foot down when he see things are out of order, because there's a lot of out of orderness going on in our community, amongst each other, and all that. And correction is necessary. When you're not going to tell somebody how they're going to correct somebody, right? If they're being corrected and they're bringing forth, let's say, valid points of why this person's correcting that person, why would you turn around and point fingers at the person who's doing the correcting? So this is what's happening. It turns into some type of argument. Then both people look like fools. This is why sometimes if you're arguing with a fool, you might as well just not argue with a fool, because you got to stay quiet. But some of these people, they are fools, but you wouldn't expect them to be, because they seem like they got it all planned out, because they are. They're very calculated with these things. And then they go speak on others. They'll do this. They'll sneak diss you and then wait for you to respond. And it's like, dude, that type of shit is real corny. That's why when I speak, I say stuff like this. If I catch jokers trying to do that, we not responding, y'all. You gotta understand from a real kingpin perspective. When I was out there and I was in the streets, and I hate to have to always bring it to that, but dog, this is where you're gonna learn your life or death situations, man. When you gonna open your mouth, or is it time to handle business? Somebody like me, I get the business. I'm more focused on my work than anything, even niggas that's trying to stick me up. I ain't worrying about that. I'm like, hey man, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it, right? But if you ain't, just shut the hell up. Calm down. Don't even act like you built like that, all right? So don't even bring those things to a certain person's attention, because somebody like me, we're not gonna speak on it. We take this shit to the streets. I ain't speaking on a damn thing. I'm gonna notice everybody that's hating me, playing the position against me, and I'm gonna make moves in silence. That's what I'm gonna do. But I'm not gonna speak on it, because somebody like me, the actions that must be taken, right? If they're not overwritten by the government, who's there to govern your mentality, right? Y'all are part of the government, because you're under governed mentality. They are governing your mentality. So when you see a powerful man step up like this, they already got y'all niggas used to, yo, settle down, bro. I mean, you're kind of stepping out of order. Yeah, out of the order that they trained you in. That's the difference. See, I don't come up here to, like I say all the time, I ain't expecting to be validated. See, validation is almost like heaven. You find that within. You're gonna have to validate yourself within just to even have heaven within you. Now you gotta bring that out. But how you gonna bring heaven out if it ain't even within you. If you allow other people to tell you that you're not a peaceful person, and then you believe that, more than likely, you're not going to be at peace. So there's a lot of things that people are going to judge from the outside shell, and they're going to point fingers, and they're going to say, that's not a peaceful person. That person causes trouble. That person's a narcissist. This, that. Look at the motherfucker that's throwing all the fingers out. That person is at work. That person's minding their business. That person ain't even worried about you, dog. Because if they ever really had to, they probably that type of person that will slam one in your skull. I'm trying to keep it 1,000. The Lord said, bring it back down to 100. He said, I'm going to do my best, Lord. But you know where you got me from. Niggas just kind of keep it 1,000 everywhere, right? But everybody don't need to know everything. They don't even need to know how you move. They don't even need to know how calculated you are. That's very dangerous for somebody like me to allow y'all to get calculations on me. I am an unorthodox man over here. You don't know what you're going to see when I get up here. And it's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to be that way. But don't you sit there and wait so you can take one of these characteristics that I'm putting off, because first of all, we all human. If you're going to try to take that and utilize that, but you're speaking on flesh and not what's coming out of the spirit, well, see, that is a man that is calculated on tearing down the kingdom of God. And that's period. And I could tell what type of niggas done read the books, 48 Laws of Power and all that shit. Bro, that ain't nothing but animated projection. You understand? And these people, they exercise these things. I never read 48 Laws of Power. Don't even know what it's about. But every time I talk, a lot of times back in the day, I don't want to say every time, but a lot of times people used to cut me off and be like, yo, you read that book 48 Laws of Power? And I'd be like, no. They'd be like, yo, you should. Why? Because I remind you of somebody that reads that book. Then why the hell would I need to read it? See, you're reading it because you're trying to do witchcraft. See what I'm saying? You're trying to make something out of it to get certain things, manipulate patterns. That's all that is. 48 Laws of Power. Come on, my nigga, that's witchcraft. You're trying to figure out how to get power over other people. And so what if it works? See, what's really going to work is resilience, consistency, and ambition. And none of you can give that. Even your validation can't give nobody ambition. Your validation can't give someone intelligence. Your validation can't make someone be persistent nor consistent. So it's not up for your validation and what puts these characteristics in these type of people. These people like myself, we are already built like that. That's why I gotta constantly remind you we don't need your validation. So all the little ticks and tacks that you niggas be trying, it will never work. Because first of all, like I said, I'm at the point, I already know it. I gotta get to a point where I can't respond on anything, even if you say my name. I've been saying that now. I'm just like, hey, you know, you better be careful doing that, because you never know how a person's going to respond. They could respond with words or they could respond with actions. Either way, a true, real nigga is going to do it in silence. Period. And you know what else they're going to be good at? Picking up on sneak dissing. They're also good at watching certain individuals construct crowds against their perspective of things, whether it comes from the Bible, life, social media, anything that they know that is balanced to help them, is going to benefit them and builds them and molds them. They try to use one-shot operations to tear down years of successful build. And it's crazy because you sit there and you watch it and you're like, I know what it's meant to do, but you only going to get a casket out of it. Keeping it 1,000, well, I'm going to try to say 500 on that. All right? I'm telling you right now. I got to be 1,000 with you, because a lot of people, and I hate, they're going to perish. I want to make sure I'm trying to change up these words, okay? These things that these individuals are doing is going to cause them to perish right in front of our eyes, right? It's not only because of the lack of knowledge. A lot of it stems from hate. Hate within their own community, dog. If you thinking I'm a hater, nah, I ain't no hater. But I can't sit back and watch a person hate on our community, hate on a person who's trying to build our community, dog, I'm going to come to their full defense. So they ain't even got to say nothing. And neither will I. I'll just take action. They ain't got to say nothing. But I got your back if you one of them real ones that's trying to stand 10 toes down for the community. Understanding that right now, just like my man said from GMS, one of the dudes from GMS, he said, anybody who out there that's against this war and everything that's going on, they're pretty much the Antichrist. Because if you can't see that this is being set up for the children of Israel to flourish and manifest, that's just the start of it. They ain't really did nothing over here. If they wanted to, they would have already done it. They understand that the Most High got to judge this place. They don't want to do that, bro. Iran over there looking like me right now. Look, when it comes to doing these things, now we'll be like this, that, and the third. But when it comes to doing these things, right now, we ain't authorized to move. They ain't authorized to move at all. Us, we're authorized to move when God say move. After he puts everything into position, then he's gonna call forth his Holy One, and he's gonna call the soldiers that y'all gonna see get the job done out there. Okay, so whatever it is that y'all waiting for, stop trying to internalize everything and then get the wrong message perception, and then you coming out after the people who are actually sent to do the job. Now, don't get out there starting to say, oh, look at them, y'all. We're watching the wicked judge the wicked. Meanwhile, the dude that's leading them got all the scriptures. Bro, y'all, I'm telling you, you're going to get wrapped up in all that. So if you're not here to do the job, then stop calling yourself a soldier for the Lord if you ain't got nothing to do with tearing down Babylon. If you ain't a part of this destruction of Babylon, you are not a soldier of God. Do you understand that? All the soldiers of God, we know what we here for. And we see, quote unquote, fake pastors, preachers, ministers, wannabe prophets sitting there trying to, I don't know what they're doing, but they feel comfortable when they're doing it because they got a crowd of dumbass people that validates their perspective. You see what I'm saying? Because they ain't got no point. Ain't no real point. You need facts to bring out points. You need the Bible to bring out the facts to the points that's in this prophecy. But y'all ignore them. So we don't care about that. We're here to bring out the points, whether people are listening or not. If people think that I'm sitting back here and I show up because I'm waiting for the views to go up, bro, they will go up when the Most High say they'll go up. I could do videos 2 years ago that can explode. Whenever he say it's go. My hands is off. I done did my work. When the world gets a hold of this, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm just doing my part. Do you understand that? Nobody didn't sit and complain when it's time to do your homework in the back because you ain't turning in because you trying to see the grades you're going to get. Nigga, you ain't done doing your homework. That's how I look at this. So if you looking at me like, oh, they're trying to do this and they're trying. Niggas ain't trying to do nothing but give you everything I researched. Now, if you see what I put my energy into, actually, you would notice that it ain't focused on getting views. I'm focused in the work. That's how I'm pulling out more of the work, elaborating on more on the scriptures. I am studying thyself or prove. So what seems more of a benefit for me? Even if I didn't have a camera or I wasn't called to do preaching, what's going to be more benefit for me, beneficial? It's for me to study myself approved. In my own corner, my own isolation, and me understanding, making sure I'm good, period. But if the Lord chose me to put that message off on the other people, then so be it. Sometimes it frustrates me because I'm like, Lord, what are you doing? They ain't even paying attention. You want me to do this work. So it ain't got nothing to do with y'all. It's only between me and the Most High. I'm a little confused. Like, what you really trying to do? Like, you feel me? Because I see what I'm doing. I'm putting in the work. Where's the angels at, you know? Because I done told the angels this morning, yo, you gonna get this work. Oh, you gonna get this work? I'm gonna dish work out to them too. You gotta go to work, bro. And I'm talking about in this season. I'm dead serious, bro. Which means that's why I said, if we judging the angels at the end of the day, I'm reminding the angels, you remember we're gonna be judging y'all too. So in this season, we're gonna need all the help that we gonna need, bro. We're gonna need all the help you getting. You guys were sent to make sure that you open certain doors and you keeping us in certain standings, right? You sprinkling a little bit of the Christ dust on us, right? To rejuvenize us and re-elevate us for our purposes, okay? So, for a person who tries to stop the word consistency is a damn fool, and they're insane. You're trying to do the same thing expecting a different result. You see what I'm saying? You're doing the same tactics. That's what the enemy got. We already realized y'all out of tactics. Okay? So you're trying to expect a different result. That would literally mean if you're still trying to throw darts at a man like me, you're literally nuts. You are. You ain't realized what you dealing with over here? Bro, I've been consistent more years than any of these niggas been up here 4 times over. 4 times over. And went through way more than I'm even going through now. Is you kidding me? This is light work. That's why I'm getting prepared for the real work. Because y'all gonna see what it really do. Y'all gonna see what I really be about. When it come to all that. Everything that I said, that's in the will of God. If it's in the will of God, then what can you say about it? You're gonna get mad at who he chooses to use now? If I came up here and told you, I don't want to tell you certain things, even though the Lord entitled me. He titled me that. I ain't entitled. He titled me that. Other people would look at it as entitlement. If I tell you the position the Most High put me here for. So, just like the names I can't tell you, I'd rather just stop telling you those things too. But also providing you the knowledge that you should know that I am a son of man. Right? Particularly a particular son of man that is sought out in that Bible. Okay? Now, if people want to believe that or not, it's up to them to believe it. But see, this is why the Most High, it's not for me to tell you certain things that you got to believe it. You got to believe what you see. The Bible told you to judge a person off the fruits that they bear. I ain't even start to show you the fruits yet that I bear. I'm still doing my homework. I ain't turning it in and get a grade yet. Once he passes me on that, then I'll be going on to the next season of things, and then you'll be able to see me express everything that I've said and exercise applying the word of God in everything that I said. Now, if you go to sit there and you say, well, this is a man out of malice of his own heart, when he's constantly telling the public, this is the work of the Lord. But if you can't even see the work of the Lord, you're going to perish for the lack of knowledge as well. So everybody out there telling you what it is, y'all agree what it is. But when the man stands up and says, I'm here, who you think you are? Blah, 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 blah. Nigga, we already knew that was going to come with that, bro. I already told God, I said, Lord, what are you doing? What are you telling me to tell him what? What? Bro. Oh, you know what it's going to do. Drop your views. Okay, so what? Bounce. If this shit turned into 3 views a video, I'm telling you, that ain't nothing but, I don't even know who it's a test for. Because it's, to me, if I said I had no expectations out of life, that's one thing that I can expect. If you do some work, if you expect it to do this and that and the third, it ain't gonna do what you expected it to do. And mind you, most of the times when you think that you putting in, you ain't really doing nothing. But it's the times where you think that you ain't really going hard, or you might feel broken down and your energy ain't as much. And then you see like, bam, something clicks. It's because you got this relatable energy on you now that doesn't look so fairy tale-ish. You see what I'm saying? But if we walking in these days now, well, this fairy tale is soon to present itself, and you'll be looking at it like a damn lie. When you already been believing a bundle of lies, right? Which is witchcraft, and now you're caught underneath of that. And then it triggers your mentality to have different perspectives of different people when they come a certain way. And let me tell you what does that every single time. Jealousy. And notice who it comes out of. It comes out of our community. A man like me, how to deal with jealousy? I've been dealing with jealousy my whole life, bro. It's either I ain't gonna say nothing, or they're gonna do too much and I'm just not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna rock off. It's only so much that you're gonna say though. You feel me? Before you really get that a person don't like you and you go and tell them, you're gonna do something about it. Same thing with the police. Like, look, man, I got a right to go tell you niggas, though, I don't care if you know who the officers are or not. Y'all better make it in your best ability to make sure they not conducting themselves a certain way out here. Because whether you got a badge or not, you out there playing with people's lives. And if they wanted to, they could come play with your life. And it wouldn't look good for you. Whether you, it wouldn't matter the position you think you are in this life. You could still lose your whole life, period. Just for playing around in this life. That's a dangerous thing for a person who want to sit back, throw darts, and throw rocks and hide their fucking hand. Then if a nigga wanted to, they could really call that shit out every single time. But see, that's just the game that they want to play with you. They want you to do that. Versus, I would use that as an explanation and a lesson to teach my folks how to get these certain wolves out of your circle. Because these mugs ain't nothing but wolves in sheep clothing. And every time they try their little darts and their sneak shots and all that little diss and shit, that's how you know they're weak. They're weak because they need a response out of you to make them feel validated that they actually got over on you. Do you believe that? Like, niggas like me see it all the time. So it's like, damn, I can't believe this motherfucker really doing that. Well, let me try to warn him before my other side clicks on. And then you want to get that misconstrued. No, dog. That's the life you live in, bro. You got it fucked up already. You gonna fuck around and find out. That's what they're gonna do, y'all. All these narcissistic people in your lives, they're gonna fuck around and they're gonna find out. You can't hide from me the emotional intentions that you have in your heart. Sometimes, and the thoughts that you thought you got away with that nobody else did, as you sit here and try to present to be self-righteous again, where you done literally had the same thoughts of some of the words that I done spoke here on this channel. That just makes me realer than you at the end of the day. So what I'm gonna need people to do, first of all, stop pretending. If you stop pretending, then you will see the King of Israel. When you stop pretending, you're gonna say, well, that's Jesus. Go find out who the person that's coming to be the King of Israel right now. Go find out who it is. I want you to study yourself approved hard on this topic, because if not, you're gonna perish for the lack of knowledge. I've been giving you the information, but if you don't like it because it's coming from me, well, see where else you can find it, because you really ain't gonna get it nowhere else. There's certain people starting to come out with that, pointing out that Revelation chapter 19 verses 10, for Jesus is the spirit of prophecy and all that. You're starting to hear that now. Where do you think they got that from, bro? Where do you think they got it from? Now, come on, bro. Nobody ain't start speaking on them things until I've been saying it, my nigga. I was the first one saying it. Whatever, bro. Those same people saying that now was out on the streets 2 years ago telling you that Jesus is coming from the sky and getting ready to rapture us. Yes, they were. Go check their videos out. Run back my tapes from the moment I started. See what I've been speaking on. See what I ran into. See what I found out. See what we have elaborated upon. Now, if y'all turn that off, y'all just demons. But don't just turn it off. Unsubscribe, because you're affecting my algorithms. You are. And mind you, like I said, you be like, well, damn, you were just complaining that you ain't getting that many views. Dog, it's not about that. I want to make sure that the people, at least for the start, the takeoff, right? I want to make sure it's real fuel in there. Fuel for the fire to burn it, take it to the highest limits. Because if you got all these other additives in there, then it might become too diluted and you might not take off properly. So what I need people to do is, if you really believe this message or the messages that I'm bringing upon you, I don't know why you wouldn't, because I come straight from the Bible, right? Just turn it off. Just turn it off, because you're still trying to understand something that wasn't meant for you to understand. That's why I said, see ye indeed, understand not, hear ye indeed, but perceive not. Because once you start trying to understand certain things, then it looks unorthodox. And because you can't make it go the way that you want it to go, because of all the instant gratification that the world sold you, and y'all feel like y'all got so much control, that when you see somebody, you already start trying to make them up in your head of what they're supposed to be, to fit the narrative that makes it fits comfortable for you. And that's why these sneak dissing ass niggas out here on the YouTube streets, they be putting all this sly ass shit out there. Mind you, let me show you something. how these content creators, they will literally describe, like say if I got up here and I would just spaz today, just because I'm mad, whatever. Their whole next video is going to be about people, a man without city, the man without control of the city without walls, and that's how you know they're operated by demonic spirits, and put a 1 in the comment section if you know what I'm saying. If this has ever happened to you, yeah, put a 1 in the chat. Dude, we see all that. Nobody's gonna make a response to those type of things. See, the reason is I call these things out, and I ain't gotta be specific on it because it's happened to a lot of people. I just need y'all to know what the hell's going on out there. So if you see it like I see it, then we just see it. Tobiah focus on. Okay. And you know what we're gonna do? We're taking notes on these motherfuckers. I told you I'm a whole setup. Cause first thing I did was told you I ain't perfect. Then I show you imperfectness. Just to show you I'm human. Right? Now watch them. Watch what they do. Got them, didn't we? All right, bet. So now that we got them, you ready to get back to the word? Yeah, you'll be like, hold up, but I'm allowed to do certain things to draw them out. You damn right I am. Oh, bro, I ain't nothing but bait over here. Do you understand that? You're gonna say, oh, you're gonna utilize your own non-self-control to do? No. When I got up here and I hit that button, I hit so many buttons before I said, I already, nigga, my messages be calculated. Like when I get up here, it's not like I don't think I'm a snap. Nigga, I know I'm a snap when I get up here. Because as I tell you over and over and over, there's projection. You see what I'm saying? But somebody will take that right there alone and say, he's built like a city without walls. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. These walls will crush you. Especially with the projection. Got you. You thought I was mad. You thought I was upset. You thought I was, you know what I'm saying? You thought I was deranged. But when I show you that it ain't nothing but orchestrated projection, then you fear again. Why? Because you know you can't stop me. In any given time, I can project on you if I want, or we could take action. So sometimes when I do that, it's a warning for certain individuals, giving them opportunity to fall back from what they're doing. Because this world is very, very dangerous. Can we all even at least agree with that? Can't we? Then you see Rihanna crib just get smoked up. I say free the girl. Free the girl. Lock up Rihanna for the bondage she put on all these little girls. Huh? What about Rihanna? Where's her jail sentence for all the lives she destroyed? Where is it? Okay. Now we're not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm taking sides of a loony bin and this, that, and the third. You could call her a loony bin, or she could have fell under witchcraft just as she's trying to say it with the last bit of the mind that she got left. Because I'm going to assume that girl wasn't always the way she is now. Because it really kind of looked like she was a little. But once a person is fed up with some shit and everybody distance themselves away from them, they feel like they got nobody to talk to. Yeah, sometimes when they start tweaking out, they might yell over here or there. Why? Because the mic is in front of them. And they might not want to yell in the mic. But are we talking about she talking to a person that's over there? Because I've been seeing people bring this shit up all over the place. And it does look a little, but guess what? Orchestrated, whether it was a demon in her or not. Where do you think she got that demon from, bro? She either got under a curse or some kind of spell. And Rihanna's, whatever's in her that's dishing out of her, it don't want her alive. It don't. Because where else you think the demon came from? That girl was obviously one of the listeners. How is Rihanna stealing from her? Okay, I just want to go into something else real quick. How could she be stealing from her? What did she steal from you? What did the girl realize? Like, y'all ready to just get up here and point fingers and call her crazy instead of seeing what's behind it. So you agree Rihanna is into witchcraft and all that, right? Okay, so if these people start acting erratic and they come in to take care of her shit, you point fingers at them? That's what I'm talking about, y'all. They're always going to slay the victim. The people. Why? Because the person looks victimized. And y'all look like people don't help victims. You're supposed to be praying for that woman. What happened to her? You don't know. Y'all get up here fucking judging the girl. She could have been listening to one of the songs, drinking the wrong wine or anything. She could have been open to something and listened to one of them songs that Rihanna had, and boom! And she realized it. And now she's just getting called crazy by the world, locked up, this, that, and the third, and nobody believes her story. I believe her story. And I believe that she could be healed back to health with the spirit of God in her. Because she's fighting. You talking about a spiritual battle, but y'all point fingers at motherfuckers like this, and you call them all kind of names and shit, but you talk about a spiritual battle? Now, if you can't recognize a spiritual battle, then who are you to speak on one? Do you understand that? Don't you know how many people Jesus had to heal because they had demons in them? Did Jesus just say, oh, you know what? Oh, you're crazy and this, that, and that? No. He understood what they went through because he understands the world he lived in. Evil, witches out here putting spells. So you got one witch, one girl that just went crazy. Which one are you going to blame? I saw who y'all blamed. Because y'all witches too. And every time you wind the clock of the witches and you keep that shit generated and you keep it going and you keep the fingers pointing at the wrong people, you are a witch and a warlock. You are, my friend. Why don't you tell your crowd, let's pray for these women or this woman? Only God knows what he's going to do with Rihanna. I mean, I think we're getting a clear glimpse of what's supposed to happen to all these industry plants. So when somebody coming across, like, y'all got to stop. That's why I said in these times of judgment, y'all need to stop. Because who's going to be utilized to do this shit? All the world going to keep pointing fingers at them. I pray to God that girl walks out of jail. I pray to God that God releases her mind first, her spirit, or whatever's been put on her. Because it's obviously there's something put on her. She's crying out for help. For God's sakes. She didn't know what else to do. She was saying it for so long. And everybody probably was in the comments calling her crazy. She said, fuck that. I'll take the bitch out myself. She's tired of it. Tired of these motherfuckers getting away. And y'all love it when people like that go down. After they've been destroyed by people like that. See, spiritual wickedness in high places, not low. So what happened to her? We don't know. But if you want to sit here and keep making up fucking stories and elaborating on the trending topics or what other people say about her, that's the world speaking of her on that girl. You'll say, yeah, but it don't matter. You don't listen, you still talking too much. The motherfucker was under a spell. Period. One of the demons that jumped out of Rihanna that wanted Rihanna dead. The girl was open. Regardless. You ain't always pure every fucking day either, are you? Okay? So don't act like you ain't never been used by the enemy. Let's pull up some tapes on these niggas. For real. So you can stop acting like you're fucking perfect robot over there, man. Somebody knock your fucking head off. And I'm talking to anybody that reported on that situation calling homegirl crazy. Y'all niggas is crazy. And I hope to God he pours a strong delusion on y'all so we can take y'all out. Because you never wanted to help the people who were victimized by witchcraft. You don't. You literally give the people leverage when you sit there and you know she's already down and all of y'all are stomping her while she down. I wouldn't let y'all do that, bruh. I can't let it do. I can't. You got to understand why she even take the move that she wanted to take. She felt in her heart, and I know God gonna forgive her. Because he told y'all to do something that y'all won't do. You said we put the laws away. Well, she was trying to do something. She said, well, damn it. The men of the community ain't doing their job anymore. You know what I'm saying? And it took a woman from an Ephraim community, I believe that's where she's from, to try to seek out the Lord's justice when she wasn't even supposed to do that by herself. She don't even know. It wasn't even supposed to be her. She a woman. And look how they got her. Because she a woman. Now she's in that jail. She probably going through it crazy. Because of the fact that Rihanna got a lot of demons in there with him. with that girl. You don't think she do? Yeah, she's surrounded by demons now. So she's going to have to pray. She's going to need y'all's prayers. So get back on your microphones and unturn this crazy girl around, and you make your fucking people pray for her, dog. Because she need more help right now. More than she already needed. Do you understand that? And that's a spiritual battle. But you don't want to help thy fellow brethren. You want to persecute them. So we obviously see the witches and warlocks that are in our faces, guys. See, if we want to do sneak this and shit, nigga, we don't got to do that. We just got to talk on the people who we all see doing it, period. Period. Because our community, in our community, there's a lot of people doing this type of shit, man. And they'll be trying to do me like that next. Do you understand that? Why? Because you want to take out evil. But then they'll sit back and tell their community, well, God's going to do this and then the third one day. And then this girl gets up and do this, then the third, and you literally after her neck. Like, what? Yo. So I asked the Lord to take out those people who play against us in every form and every fashion. So when they up there and they feel like they got the best bet and they got the win over this, then the third, it's like, over who? Me? Oh, shit. I didn't even know you signed me up for a fucking competition, dog. Niggas is calculating because they see my views going up and down. They think they did something. Nigga, that was me telling niggas, get the fuck off my channel. Because I already know I got demons watching me. Those niggas too. Obviously, how are they able to rebuttal all the shit I'm saying? Because they watching. Just like all the rest of the demons. That's why I said, get your ass out of here. So I understand this, bro. I'm in the background. You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym shit. I'm practicing on my shot, nigga. Making sure that I got my thing right. Right? 3-pointers, half court shots, long shots, all that. I'm gonna sit back where I ain't distracted by nobody and practice on my shot. So if you wasn't there sitting with me in the gym, it don't matter. Because I still got a better shot at this shit than you do. You wanna bet? Besides, I've been sitting in the gym with no distractions. You got these motherfuckers trying to dangle strings on you in your fucking crowd and all this, that, and the third. And this is what keeps them governing your mentality. Because your government is now the people who have validated your perspective in which was wrong. And now you get to perish for the lack of knowledge. Because that's the right thing. Hey, what and if you're not, then prove to us you're not going to perish for the lack of knowledge. Show us the knowledge that you won't perish from. Let me give you some knowledge to show you, to see if you want to believe it, read it, and receive it. Oh, you didn't? You didn't even acknowledge it. Well, that's the knowledge. See, you put an act in knowledge. So because of act knowledge, it's like you acting with knowledge, but you have not acknowledged the word of God, which is the real wisdom. So skip all the knowledge. If you're not acknowledging the wisdom that the Most High pours in to his individuals and the spirit that he uses in them, because he's like, yo, you can judge them all you want, but I got this one under control. Because whenever I decide I'm going to use him for what I'm going to use him for, I got full control over this. And there's nothing you can say or do about it unless you want to get your head chopped off from the Lord himself. Do you understand that? So you better be very careful of the fingers that you are pointing. That's what I keep telling y'all, but y'all don't want to do it. You want to convince people that these type of people are crazy. So when they actually get up here and get the land back, oh, because everybody else could do it, but when they go to do it, they got to be crazy. But the Iranian, you wait for them to bomb us. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I hope they bomb your neighborhood, dummy. Like, you stupid. They ain't bombing nothing. If anything was to get touched, it more than likely, I feel like, would be California. You wanna know why I say that? I only say California because it's crazy how the threat would be on that place. But why would they even be able to threaten that place? Because California technically is not the land of Judah. It's not. That's where Moses crossed over from captivity. They crossed over the Red Sea. That was there before they patted it in with sand and connected it to the United States. California used to be an island. It used to be an island. It was more like Alcatraz for the Israelites. You get punished, you go in there. So we had to escape captivity from there and came into the land of Judah. So they crossed over what's not there no more because they filled it in. You gotta go do your homework on that. On the old maps, you'll see that the Red Sea used to run through California before they put sand in it. So come on, dog. You know what I mean? And a lot of this is because they erase your knowledge. You think you know something about something, but you find out everything's a lie, but you still want to tell us weird lies. Well, we can show you proof of the old maps and all this other. You still won't go check it. So you're lying to yourself. You ain't nothing but a devil. You don't want to see this occur. You got hatred, malice, envy, covetousness, all that. You got all those things in you already. People would sit there and say that I'm a covetous because I need like numbers and views. Bro, this numbers and views shit, it's not new to me, but it's almost like new to me again. I came back with the non-care attitude because I already did YouTube. I said I want to try this again. My only thing was they kept catching on to your boy Don Illuminati. They hated me, they shadow banned me. I'm saying it just made it impossible. I'm telling you for a fact, this is the furthest I've ever grown on a channel or on YouTube, by far. And because of the fact, let's say I learned a little bit. I learned how to tone it down. Cause like I said, man, I used to get up here and people used to love it, but the algorithms hated it. I used to scream, I used to yell, you know what I mean? Cause mind you, I was a young boy, so I was like 20, like young 20s and shit. So I'm up here snapping, dog. I'm up here going crazy. I got a little bit of information. I ain't even had the Bible for the most part. But the Lord was showing me all the shit. Before he started me in the Bible, he showed me everything else first. That's the crazy part. He literally just started showing me the Bible on his channel. It was like a year and a half ago now that we be really into this. And I'm preaching him like, what? All right, so, and I love it. I do. I actually really like it. Even though that's what he wanted. He told me what I preach his word, yes. And then he told me he wanted me to rap. I see why. Works magic, wonder, this, that, and the third. Whatever he do, right? Whatever he do with that, that's what he do with it. All my work is for the Most High. I'm giving him the work so he can do what he want to do with it. I have no control over it. Let me tell you that. So there's no envy, jealousy, covetousness, nigga. My work ain't for you nor your fucking crowd. Fuck your crowd. They can die and go to hell right now. I'm doing my work for the Lord, so he can take it and do what he gonna do with it when he's doing, nigga. I don't know his time clock, bro. He told me to do something, I'm doing it. So I'm more obedient than you, because you ain't even listening. You're not doing the will of God. You're playing against the will of God. We obviously see that. Every time we get up here and tell you we soldiers of the Lord, we're going to do this, that, and the third. Yeah, but it's not you. We're not going to do anything. We're going to sit back and watch. Really? So is the man Vesher dipped in blood? Is he sitting back and watching? How does Vesher get dipped in blood? Yeah, but you're not him. Ha. Okay. Well, where are you waiting to see this dude come from? Out the clouds? Is that where it said he's going to come from? He said he's going to descend from the clouds. Like, this is a man. The nigga was never in heaven, all right? The nigga was told to run the streets of Jerusalem. He was never in heaven. Heaven came down. Let me tell you that. When it says something ascended, then he ascended. Whether it's Christ that descended or descending, his spirit descending. Y'all looking for a man, but it's a spirit. It's the firmament descending. See, but you don't want to listen to that. Y'all keep getting stuck on this, waiting to see Jesus shit. You're gonna fucking die in all this. You're gonna die in all this. You need to realize how Jesus made it to the Father and how everybody else had made it to the Father that even came before Jesus. You need to realize how they got there to realize how you gonna get there too. I know when the Lord, Jesus said, no man comes to the Father except through me. Yeah, you also gonna have to believe in him too, to believe that he saved you from the remission of your sins. Cause yeah, without that, you would die and go straight to hell. Cause you ain't cutting no goats' necks and do all that, and you sinned. You know you did. You fell from the glory every day. So every day, damn, you gotta go cut some shit that you could be eating. Cause mind you can't even eat the food that you sacrificing. So you just wasting animals. So thank God for Jesus, right? We can just pray every day. Crucify this flesh, Lord, forgive me. Boom, out the door. Instead of having every single day drag you to hell, there you go. That's what Jesus did for you. It's already done. It's already done. What else do you need done? Huh? You need him come and fight this battle? You need him come step in the middle of this shit? Get the land back for you? Did the Bible tell Jesus to repay Babylon double? Did it tell the Iranians to repay Babylon double? Did it tell the Esau and Trump and our government to repay Babylon? Who did it tell? I need to ask y'all some questions. But until y'all start picking up on these lessons, I don't even want to really go there yet. But we got to ask the people the questions. Who did he ask to repay Babylon? Okay, how are you supposed to repay it? You see, you can't figure it out. And this is why I'd rather not teach people. But I'm going to provide lessons. I'm going to provide a message. But when it comes to teaching, skip that part. I'm a great teacher, right? The Holy Spirit is the teacher that's teaching me, right? And I'm a good teacher, real great. I'm good. I'm a great teacher. I know this. I could get my ex up here right now. Yeah, she my ex, and I'll call her up. She'll drive all the way up here just to tell you something. Why? Because she's going to feel like she's obligated. That's how she's going to feel. Just for being around a person like me, she's going to come right out the mist and tell y'all what I taught her. And she's still happy to this day about the things that I taught her. I wrote how to ride motorcycles and shit. She started off on the back of mine. Then I started letting her drive it. Before she knew it, she's like, are you teaching me how to drive a bike? But before she knew it, she wanted to. And then before you know it, she got her own out there. And we riding side by side. You know what I'm saying? And that came from me. I created that. I created those moments. I did that. And I like it too. I feel good about it. Even though it's done in the past, I still feel good about it. Go ask her. She brags about the things that I taught her. Brags in front of me and her. It doesn't matter. I like that kind of validation. And it don't need, right? See, what the validation is I feel that my happiness is satisfied because I felt like she was supposed to be happy too. So now you just validated my point that I knew that it would make you happy. That's why I'm confirmed in my happiness. That's the only validation I'm talking about. So when I can change people's lives, that makes me feel good. And now my job is valid. I am validated to do those things. And I get that validation by the appreciation that I see being shown. See what I'm saying? But when you got people that operate out of covetousness, jealousy, and envy, they'll make sure whatever lane you come in that you stay down here. Bro, I done dealt with this in the game, bro. I was a bum. Remember, I was the homeless guy before I came to Kingpin in the area. I was the one that was all the way at the bottom. All the way. Nigga. That's what I said. That little dumb shit that telling you it don't do nothing. It don't. But you know how I came up? It's different than how I got to do it on here. I came up in silence. There's no way to be silent when you got to preach a message. When you got to explain things in the world. But when it comes to personal, if I project certain anger, or I tell you about I'm angry about this and that, that's not me being a city without walls. I'm a city without walls if I let you get me like that. If I put it on and it's control, projection, brother, be ye angry but sin not. I don't even be angry most of the time when that's projection. I just sometimes like to project that power, that dominance, that structure of me that I know I got, right? And I don't always got the energy to want to do that. So when I don't do that. But when I do it a lot. I go overboard with it. I go crazy with it. He's like, see, that's the problem right there. You're not serious enough. Fuck you. You be serious. You don't want me to be serious. I've been through so much in this life that I could literally be up. I could be the type that'd be up here and just be like this all day. You know what I'm saying? But that shows how much the world just beat you the fuck up. You can't even smile no more. I will smile on you niggas while you punching on me. You get enough yet? You get enough yet? Your arms hurt? That ain't hurt. That ain't hurt. X all my bullies. They know I was the only nigga that pissed them off. Pissed them off. Why? Because even if you catch me after I run from you and you beat me up, I'm still not gonna stop. You know what happens eventually? Nigga, they get tired of picking on you, bro. They do. And one bully got tired of picking on me so much, he tried to ignore me one time, hit the nigga in the head with an orange. Then I really had him hot, boy, before he could get to me. Never seen that nigga again. Why? He went to jail. For what? For killing the ice cream man, dog. I ain't gotta see you no more, dog. But he would have never killed me. He killed the ice cream man because he was robbing him. Robbed him for $360 something. Crazy, right? Yeah. And this was one of my bullies that got tired of bullying me because he was getting stressed out in his life. I seen it. And I thought it was the perfect time when he wasn't feeling it. He looked like he was just stressed out that day. Mind you, these people were older than me, stronger than me. He could come from out his building and catch me before I get home. He's sitting in his window. I hit him in his head with an orange. Boop. Like, what's up, dog? Come outside and chase me. I know. Remember I tell you I'm bait? Big bait, though. But if everything was to fall on me, I couldn't try to draw one of my niggas in it. I got to tell y'all, yo, run. Go get mom. Go get help. I'm going to be right here until y'all get back. And by the time you get back, I'm probably going to be busted up. But I know my peoples is running off fast. This has happened several times. I'm literally out there getting stalked out. Muggs is running, calling anybody. Nigga, calling my sister and shit. You feel me? Calling my uncles. You know how many people actually had to come to my defense? A lot. Since I was younger. I don't know what's wrong with my mom and them. Like, yo, you know, you can't punish your kids, but keep that nigga on his block, bro. Punish him or something. Don't let him cross the street. You know what kind of son you got? I'm telling you right now, my mom and my dad, they didn't pay attention enough. They didn't. Because there was a lot of shit that I was doing. It was me. At Cinch Little. That could have literally had grown people pull out a gun and probably just shoot me, dog. Because people were sick of me. They were sick of me. Sick and tired. Teachers, students, a lot of shit. Till I eventually started getting it right. And then I wanted to mature. And then by the time I matured, that's when everybody else started acting up. Somewhere around what, 7th grade or some shit? But now I'm mature because of the fact that I already went through all that BS. So by the time I got into high school, I barely had high school friends. All my friends was out. They were like 25 years old. Even my girl was old, out of high school. You know what I'm saying? My girlfriend. I didn't want to go to the homecoming because my girl was too old. And she wanted to go. I just felt she was too old. But now that I think about it, 22, showing up at her. She wanted to go to homecoming too. 22, around, 16, 17-year-olds. I thought about that. I knew my homies, and I knew how bad my Joan was, because she was bad. Everybody in the school, it's gonna change me. She only gotta show up one time. They're gonna find out that's my girlfriend. Now I got to deal with a lot of hate. Now all the chicks want to start coming in this, that. Bro, you see a lot of stuff that it'll literally just piss you off. The men and the women, how people take towards you once they see what really goes on behind the scenes. Like, y'all celebrity on virtual web. I'm a celebrity in real life. All I got to do is go outside and it's all eyes on me. It's every day. So that's what I'm telling you. It's not about trying to prove to you that. Nigga, I ain't had to tell you that. I'm just letting you know. So you don't think I'm over here trying to get validation. Nigga, my validation don't come from a screen. Thank God. Oh my God. We ran across, there's a bull, right? Me and one of the witnesses was out two nights ago. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. So he's up there. Bull just came out the store, out the Walmart. He's trying to fit this big ass 75-inch TV in his car. I'm walking up to my man's because I had dropped him off or whatever. He walked from the Dollar Tree to Walmart and said, yo, I'm at the Walmart right now. Like, damn, what you doing over there? Damn, mate, that was quick. So I ran over to the Walmart, looking around for him, found him. I see him in the parking lot trying to help dude get that TV. About to try to help him get that TV in the car. I stepped out of the car. First thing I say, oh, they ain't getting in there, bro. I worked for a moving company. So I knew, bro, I know what I know. I seen what I seen. Besides the fact, I had bought the same TV and it took my truck. Me having to get my truck and put it in there diagonally just to get that big ass TV back home. I don't think these people be thinking about that with the big ass TVs now, right? So the dude was like, I was like, I'm telling you right now, it ain't gonna fit. He was like, yeah, just give me here, bro. So they tried to get it in there, and they saw that they was off by like almost 2 feet. You feel me? So dude was just sitting there like man, I don't care, man. I ain't got time for this. It's like, man, I'm about to just leave this right here. I said, yo, I'll take it. Man, it was like, man, I ain't have it. Jumped in the car and peeled off. I'm sitting there with the TV in the park like, what the? Yo, bro. Come on, bro. Yo, put this on top of the car. Come on, let's go. Let's go before this nigga change mind or some shit. We put that shit on top of my car. The TV downstairs, I ain't even unbox it. I already got 75-inch in the living room. You know, I got 2 of them. One's unboxed. I don't even know where to put it right now. I thought I was gonna put it here, one of these joints, so I can look right here. This is awesome. You know what I'm saying? Bam. Got the joints running there. Get another camera so I can hit both angles and shit. There's a TV right here. Man, I got mad TVs, bro. So, you know, it ain't about that. It's just, I wanted another one. Because I can also take that big bowl and put it downstairs in the green screen room, put it on that one wall where I'm doing a green screen at, and all the 26 foot in the wall behind me, it's green screen. So I could literally be looking at that, because that's what I had before. But it was this joint, this TV that I got right here. I got it hooked up to the HDMI and all that. I'm gonna try to finish this up because I don't want to be too long. But look at the blessings. Look at the blessings. Look at they just come. The same day my man filled up my tank. Yo, you need some gas, bro? Yo, I got you. Yo, pull over to the pump. I'm pumping the gas. I'm like, bro, you want me to stop it? Bro. He like, kept looking away. I'm like, thank you, Christ. That's the Lord God. Work for me on my behalf. Y'all don't need to see it. You don't. That's why I said I didn't even know if I was going to give you that testimony. But why not? Because it should be called testimony. Because if I give it to you and you mad, you're a monkey, dog. You all out of position, out of place. You better start swinging trees and You hot. You mad. I got a testimony. Because the Lord favors me. Do you understand that? I haven't been paying. I haven't doing. Listen. I'm getting used to the Lord taking care of me day by day, for a fact. So when they say struggling with bills, okay, I might have bills that ain't paid, but struggling with them? All I got to do is not think about the bill. I ain't struggling about no damn bills, dog. They look like they struggling more than me. Why y'all keep calling my phone? Yo, y'all hurting over there? Because the light's still on over this mug. Click. Thank you, Lord, again. Who else is struggling? That the lights is still on here. The water's still running here. Food. Bro, packed up. I'm ready for the whatever. Who's struggling with bills? If you're still struggling with bills, that's because it's in your mind at this point. If you haven't seen how things have just been taking care of themselves, that's why I said I'd rather just get up here and do the work of the Lord. Because the Lord pays me for this. He don't pay me in views. He don't pay me with subscribers. Y'all don't pay me, nigga. That don't get no money. Bro, it don't get no money, bro. I know what the views make, bro. That don't, you know how much you would have to be, you know, to make, you got to add all the AdSense and all this extra, you know what I'm saying? How many videos you got to do, but then if you try to do too many, they start to try to wing your algorithm back. Nigga, they don't just do that to me. I done saw all of these content creators' views drop dramatically in the last, month and a half? They did it to everybody. So let's not favor ourselves over in the corner. Oh yeah, that's the Lord punishing them. And, you know, he's working. See, you know, they're not going to like what's going to happen next. No, you know who ain't going to like what's going to happen next? Everybody who played against the men of the Most High. you're not gonna like what's happening next. You wouldn't like if I was to tell you how I experienced all my days and I could just run around and everything be free. Everything free. Every day. Well, my man got the cheat code. All I gotta do is hit him up. He's the witness. This nigga. He got the unlimited cheat. He got the unlimited money cheat code, bro. Dude don't got a job. He has the unlimited money cheat code. Cars come to him for free. Motorcycles, dirt bikes. The dude that gave us the TV, basically, right? He asked Bo, he said, yo, bro, you got $10 on you? Bo was like, started going in his pockets. I said, yo, stop. Let that nigga get out of it. What are you doing? Bo was about to give me. I said, yo, this dude, that's my man's. When we ride around, everything in the world, anything we need, that's number one, come to us. But bro, we don't even be asking for half this shit. We don't. That's why I told y'all, when it come to him, he might have some drip on that I'm like, all right, where you get that jacket from? Where you get them shoes from? I don't ask him that no more. You know why? Because he'll take them right off and say, you like them? They're yours. Nah. So I stopped doing that. But guess what? If I take it from him, I'll see this man in another 2 hours, 3. All right. Now where you get those? I need to just stop asking. I am. I'm experiencing now what it's like. And I will take this type of life over whatever money you think you got saved up in your bank account. Nigga, that money is more physical than you even know. Because of the fact that you can see it. Now you want that spiritual money that you can't see? Start roaming around, dog. Let it come. And if you don't need it, it ain't there. But it'll keep you away from things you don't need. That will just stare more of your money out your pocket. And then you sitting there watching your money. You watching it. The more you watch your money, the more it's going to disappear. The more you accept the fact that money already, it's not the money that you have. Wealth is infinite when it comes from the Most High. It might come in little specks and specks or whatever. But bro, if you calculate, if I was to calculate, I would be mad like everybody else in the U.S. right now. God can't keep up with all this. God can. I'm living proof, bro. I ain't worked since last year in 2024, dog. Seriously. Because when I was going to the shop and all that, I told you I was helping my brother and stuff. And we'd be working on our cars and stuff. But, man, that's why we ended up losing the shop. Because the business had stopped there. A whole Exxon. It's an Exxon gas station, my nigga. You're going, oh, yeah, man, that's because you're not really God's people. Nigga, we was under Exxon. Exxon literally just shut down. We can't take blame for everything bad that happens because we're getting punished by God. God tests us, right? And some of his best men, his best men, he tests us like a mug. And in front of the crowd. And just to see who gonna point fingers and say, that's judgment upon the Lord on him. I told you he wasn't right. No. God gonna spin this shit around and bless the hell out these type of people. And then when you see those mugs over there still struggling, and we're gonna feed you niggas by the crumbs. I'll feed you crumbs. Just enough for you to stay alive. But you'll see where it's coming from. Then you gotta give up that look like respect like this. Yeah, look like that, because that's how much the Most High favors me. Just because you can't see it, bro, that don't mean I can't. But I'd rather not sit up here and tell you all that. I have huge testimonies. I got a testimony every single day, and it ain't just to wake up in the morning, bro. I have a testimony every day should be a testimony right now. If you broke, but you get up there every day talking about how broke you are, bro. Did broke being kill you yesterday? Did you eat? Lights were still on, water, still got a roof over your head, got clothes on your back, right? All right, see if you can survive this broke day. See what happens tomorrow. You hungry today? Even when you broke, Lord gonna feed you. If you ain't had no shoes, your soles fell off, new shoes today. You ain't paid for it. You know y'all going through this. So you can't sit up here and say, I'm broke. If then you saying the Lord broke, or you saying you're not with the Lord. Which one is it? Because I know I ain't broke. I know I'm not broke. The clouds of heaven and power and glory and riches and prosperity, bro, it's surrounding me, bro. In my obedience to keep going. Versus people who point fingers and all that others. That don't pay me no money. See what I'm saying? What I'm doing right now, the Most High keep taking care of me. And what he told me to do, when time to get in action, oh, that's going to pay me a hell of a lot. So you think you can really stop that part? If you already taking care of me now, just for providing the message, what you think he going to do for me when I apply it? What you think he going to do to you or for you when you don't apply these messages? I don't think he's going to do anything much. So, till next time, man, it's your boy Don Illuminati. Peace. One love.
Ain't no war outside. I don't believe it though. I don't believe it